Hola Scorpios, it's Tara Vites. I'm here to do a bonus reading for you guys from now through mid-October. And that's because you guys showed out on the last video. You guys, right now you have about 9,000 views on one video for Scorpios. You guys really showed out. Yep. You know, when I first started my channel, Scorpios were almost all of my viewers and subscribers. Over time it faded and it became cancers, but yeah, I was like, oh, there's my Scorpios. Okay, so you guys did so well. I want to do a few spreads for you, okay? So the first one is Lenormand, and an overall idea here is fish with Lenormand. This means something of great value, possibly involving work and possible money, okay? Scorpios, what are y'all doing? Because y'all sure enough have two ladies up in here. Now, for a male, you could be dealing with two ladies. Ladies, you could be one of these ladies. And this could be simply dealing with your mama or your sister. I mean, we have ladies here. If it was going to be a man would have popped out. Okay? So I feel like a male's dealing with two women or a woman is dealing with another woman. Okay, so there's going to be communication with letter here, possibly between the two women since it is between them. You know, I don't even know why I laid it out this way, but I did. So actually, yeah, there's going to be communication between two ladies. That may not be such a good thing, okay? Because I immediately get like, catfight. So somebody's trying to expose something with garden here. There's communication where somebody wants to expose somebody. However, there could be a more valuable communication. So there's a possibility here of another kind of outcome, which is something really good communication that gets what you want from it. You get meaning. And the thing here is somebody, and you could be in here too, you could be expressing something to two women, okay? Clearly express what you have to say, or they will. I'm seeing no restraint. That doesn't mean to be terrible, okay? It just means if there's something you think wouldn't be appropriate to say, think about it and think about the best way to say it, okay? Because it's not always, what we say as opposed to how we say it. I mean, just, I guess to be kind of comical, but you could say like, I hate you. It comes across a lot better than if you were just to say it in a more vile tone. But somebody wants to expose a woman. Somebody also wants to show up a woman. Somebody wants to show them up, possibly in public. And then I get this idea of revealing somebody. You probably work with one of these ladies. You may want to work with one of these ladies. Maybe you already work with the other one. That's a possibility. There's something you really value about one of the ladies. They're both really hardworking here. I think you can see that. One of them is very expressive and in the public eye. They're really good at expressing their emotions. But I'm seeing there's likelihood that somebody wants to meet. Make sure it's not these two ladies, okay? Somebody wants to meet in public. But I kind of get the idea of like cat out of the bag. Now, one possibility here with garden and letter is that if somebody's real catty, trying to send like an ex or somebody like that a wedding invitation, like, hey, come to our wedding. One, it's a bad idea because I don't know if you actually want this other person to show up at your wedding. But that's the kind of cattiness I can feel in here. There needs to be a conversation. And it'd be very, very profitable. Maybe literally, because again, there's this idea that like hiring a woman to work with you when maybe already one works with you. I'm not sure what that's about. Some of you may be hiring your mother in addition to somebody else you work with. I get this, there's this idea of oversharing information. And so I get the idea of communication that's clearly expressed, but there's no restraint. So maybe there could be some restraint, actually thinking about it. If there's overshare, maybe there needs to be some restraint. Yeah. Because, not everybody needs to know what you're doing at, 3 a.m. or whatever, okay? But I'm seeing public communication, that kind of thing. So this person could be on social media, somewhere where they address the public. Okay, that maybe this is how somebody is exposed, or somebody who's on social media is exposed. But it seems like it's somebody's trying to get somebody, is really what it seems like. So maybe the conversation that's valuable needs to happen between you and somebody who's seeking to harm somebody in a revelation type of way. I'm not sure what all that's about. That's a lot of stuff right there. Okay. I do feel like it's a secret, because when I was trying to get more clarity on what the letter is about, I got fish, which are like, this is not all about money. I mean, somebody may want to reveal somebody's taxes. I don't know why. But I got the book. And book is a secret. It's knowledge. So somebody wants to reveal knowledge. And it's very valuable. So I feel like there could be a little bit of blackmail here. Somebody threatens to go public, that kind of thing. I also saw the bear. So it's like really overwhelming. There's a lot of something with the fish as well. Could be about sex with the bear, but something's very dominating and possibly even angry. But Scorpio, unless you're a woman, I'm not really seeing you show up in here. So you're probably on the outside. You may not know about this. Well, you do now. I would just watch out for this, whatever this is. I mean, this could be like your mama is going to do something, or your baby mama's mama is going to do something, There's no telling who these people are. All right, so that's your first spread. Told you guys showed out, so I got to give you some more love. Okay. All right, so I started doing your spreads because I didn't want to take all the time shuffling. All right, so I'm just going to pull them out a little bit at a time. So I did a Celtic cross. First one, you showed up right away. You popped out. Death card. And it's probably not the best setup for a Celtic cross because I don't have much viewing area right now. But Scorpio, this is you. And the thing is, when you're upright, you're doing fine. But I'm just going to tell you, just based on initial instincts, there is something below the surface that you're dealing with. But you're not really letting it on, okay? And that's very Scorpio of you, okay? Still waters run deep, I'm telling you. That's my favorite part about Scorpios. Okay, so now crossing you is the Ace of Wands. Now, there's two things here. One, you're trying to close a chapter. Most likely with the past because of some of the other cards that are showing up. But what I'm seeing here is somebody saying, I am not going back. They're moving forward. I am not going back ever, and you can't make me. So it sounds very Scorpio. You just got to admit it. Because I'm saying, like, I don't follow orders. Who's giving you orders, Scorpio? Because God help the person. And what's really important is the background here with the 2 towers. That's going to show up later. Okay. That's something that you're going to have to walk through. You're having to walk through that. That's like a rite of passage. It's a spiritual experience. Okay. And spirituality does come into play here a little bit. Okay. You're going to be growing by the end of whenever this reading's over with. Okay. I mean, this may not happen for 6 months. It's just from now through mid-October. That's just when you're going to be able to, get the message or start seeing it come to fruition. But the Ace of Wands is an exclamation point. So I'm seeing over, for reals, okay? But there's also another meaning to this combination. And that means lack of support. So you're not feeling very supported in whatever it is. You feel alone, okay? And the reason you feel a lack of support, Scorpio, I'm going to tell you, because it's your own fault, okay? You're not telling people. You're not telling somebody. So how can somebody help you? Because you guys hide and bury so much that how do you expect somebody else to know? Okay? I mean, your best bet is a water sign because we're all very intuitive. But, I mean, come on. There's only so much somebody can know. Somebody be like, oh, yeah, they're hiding something. Or they're going through something. But how do you expect them to help if they don't know what it is and you won't tell them? You know what I mean? So it may be something that you have to do on your own because sometimes you can only go alone. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the Never-Ending Story. I don't really remember too much of the movie, okay? I just remember the horse dying and being very sad. Oh, crap, what is the horse's name? Arturo! No, that's not it. Is it? Crap. No, Arturo's from Overboard. It's something like art. Art. Maybe you guys do art. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, here we go. In that movie, there were these two sphinxes, right? Actually, kind of like my logo. I set up with two of them facing each other. Anyway, I remember, I think the kid could only go through alone. If anybody else came through, they would get shot with those laser eyes, right? So Scorpio, this may be something you have to do alone, or you feel like it. Now, granted, another person cannot go on your journey with you, but it certainly helps to have a travel companion. You know what I mean? And maybe they only go so far. Like, yeah, you may be, freaking Xena or whatever, and Gabrielle can go with you, except on certain things, So you feel like there's a lack of support. And you really want to go on this journey. You can feel it in your bones, or in your little Scorpio mushies, okay? That you have to do this. And you can't turn back. I'm not saying this is from a person. I'm saying this is from whatever kind of a spiritual thing you're going on, okay? You can't turn back. You have to go. I'm not sure why you feel that way, okay? I do want to do a little clarification. Because I haven't clarified any of the cards I set out. I just put them out so that I have them ready. Because I may have to do it in sections since there's not a lot of space. Plus, I have to be somewhere. So, okay. Let's get a little bit more about death. Two of Pentacles. You're struggling with it. All right, now I gotta get two more Scorpios. Y'all are just draining me, okay? My goodness. The Four of Cups. Yeah, you're like saying nope. So an opportunity may have presented itself. You're like, I'm not going back. I'm not turning back. You can't make me. Empress reversed. You're not being very nurturing. But you may also not be taking care of yourself. Or you don't want somebody to take care of you. May have to deal with mother issues. Could be like a woman in your life. You're not getting help. Ace of Wands. The Devil. This could very well be a little bit of vices that you deal with because that does show up later on, okay? The vice that you have is going to be different for everybody, okay? That's why you're trying to kind of start over. Some of you, you're looking for inspiration. I've seen that a little bit. But this does feel like it deals with matters of the heart just because of the kind of deck I'm using. However, it could be anything you're trying to master. Again, you're also saying you're the master of your fate. I'm going to do what I want. Don't tell me what to do. Gosh, Scorpios. My goodness, guys. God, I can't imagine being so hard-headed. Okay. So there's that. underneath, which is the root of the situation, death, you have the Page of Swords reversed. Okay? And because of some of the other cards that come out later, I'm going to say that, well, we already know this, but this is stalking. When it's upright, it might be a little bit of spying, you know, communication, being nervous. In the reverse, it's usually stalking. Now, Scorpios are known for obsession and stalking, but this could be anybody. And usually in reverse, it's for a negative reason. Somebody's stalking somebody to gather evidence, to harm them, something of that nature. But it could just be plain stalking, okay? But I'm seeing the reason this person is just stalking. I feel like it's probably spying, but it's because they don't feel confident. There's a lack of confidence in something. Okay, let's clear. My voice caught for a second. All right, let's clarify. 5 of Cups reversed. This is a perspective as well. I'm seeing that somebody needs to change their perspective or focus about stalking or about something they found out. Because I get here that somebody has felt guilty or has felt sad regarding love. They've been very disappointed. They're coming out of it. Maybe, possibly, whatever stalking was going on in the past helped somebody feel better. Because this is the root of the situation. You're like, I'm not going back ever. You know, maybe it brought out some kind of a stalking in you or somebody else, and it was very unhappy. And then focus changed, and maybe it helped you for the time being. But this is current. This is in the past. Sometimes what we found worked in the past and currently may not work in the near future. Okay. Not like I'm telling you guys what to do. Okay. Jeez. I'm just giving you the reading. All right. Then in the recent past, you have 6 of Cups reversed. So somebody from your past showed up, came back. I don't think this was welcomed because it's reversed. Okay. Probably another water sign. This is a Scorpio card. I think it's exalted in Cancer. So, and possibly Libra, I believe. I mean, I'll have to go back and look, but I mean, I can't memorize everything about a card, you know. All right, let's get some clarification. And the thing is, you're saying, I will not go back ever. You can't make me. I don't follow orders. This is the exclamation point. Like, it's over. So you're not going back into the past. And here in the recent past, when the past showed up, you're like, no. We did have that 4 of Cups earlier. And the 5 of Cups reversed. Says go back to 4 of Cups, which you had in your situation. You're just like, no. Like, oh my goodness, no. Okay. 2 of Swords reversed. In the past, you or somebody was refusing to see something. Okay. And I feel like here, since you're saying so much no, refusing to see isn't the issue anymore. It used to be. Okay. Or it, you know, soon won't be. I feel like you can see something that you didn't see before. Okay. And you're a little bit more open now, because usually there's two swords here. And the swords are crossing the person's chest, and there's a whole bunch of water behind them. Okay. And they're like, look at all that water that's going to come out once they make those swords. Kind of like, you know, when you have like racing and you make the flag go down. I don't know. I don't have the terminology. Okay. But that's what I'm seeing. The swords go down, and like all that water is going to come rushing out. So there was something to the past that is no longer, it was confusing, but it's not confusing anymore. Okay. And something opened up. Okay. There was a turning down of a friendship from the past or from somebody in your past. I do see that. But something opened, not necessarily between you, but in yourself. Okay. Something happened, and you're a little resistant to it. Okay. because this is current, that was in the recent past. And that's probably, you're trying to say, nope, 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 nope. But it did something on the inside. Okay, Scorps. And now you're on this journey. You've probably been on it for a little while, but now you're like, oh crap, I'm here at the pillars. Damn it, Okay, so like I don't have enough to do already. Now at the top we have the King of Swords. Okay, this can be an alternative outcome, which to me this is more of a person. So I don't think it's an outcome. It could be advice to follow or something to take note of. We have the King of Swords. He's very, very logical. Since you have swords in your reading, like Page of Swords, refusing to see, Two of Swords, the Page of Swords turns into the King of Swords eventually, right? But because Page of Swords is reversed in your root of the situation, it goes back to Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is betrayal, something being done too many times, something's just, it's done, okay? Could have been a breakup even, because we did have the Five of Cups as well. Okay. Wow, we have Six of Cups and Five of Cups, which both say go back to Four of Cups. And that's all saying no. Four of Cups was upright. So here I'm seeing something to take note of, or advice, is to be reasonable, okay? Truthful. But something also to take note of is you're being a little detached. Okay, because I feel like this is you. This does remind me of Scorpio once in a while, although I think it's Aquarius and Capricorn. You could have those in your chart. Take note that you're being a little detached, okay, which we kind of know. Scorpios tend to be detached outwardly, but maybe it was starting to sink in inwardly as well, okay? And maybe that's something to work on. Let's see. Seven of Swords. I had a feeling this would come out. Now, this is a good card, okay? This says seek the truth. You were refusing to see it, okay? This is saying seek the truth. And I think this is the journey you're on, because you are going into some kind of entryway, right? And the King of Swords is a seeker of truth. He's not reversed. He's not like a lying, terrible person. He's looking for the truth, not justice, truth. So again, like I get this weird, hokey idea of I'm on a journey to seek the truth kind of thing. It sounds so hokey, but I mean, it had to come from somewhere, right? So Scorpios, I think you're on an internal journey, and it has to involve with something from your past, okay? Maybe involving a woman. I mean, we do have like the slit here, right? And like the bright light up there. And then we have a woman, okay? But I also feel like you're still of two minds a little bit here, okay? Because this is of two minds, mental conflict. And we have two men heads, and we're seeing a bunch of men show up, except the Five of Cups. I think that's a woman. Anyway, it doesn't depend on what gender you are here, okay? In the last reading, it did. This one, it doesn't. This is also education, so I feel like you're going to get more information. So you could be bringing back some of these investigative ways. But this is not immature, because you went from Page to King. So it's like I've grown up. So again, you probably knew this person for a while. I've grown up. I investigate differently. I get my information in a different way. Or at least a non-callous way. Nothing to try to harm somebody. This is just getting information here. There may be wanting to do a little bit of damage, okay? And this is the education card. It's also the strategizing card. So you're analyzing and strategizing, trying to figure out the truth and get to the bottom of something. Wow, this is such a Scorpio reading. All right, I'm going to move these to the side so we can I'm going to keep this central idea here. The nope, can't make me, and I'm feeling a lack of support. Okay. Although, how can you get support when you're on a journey by yourself? In the near future. Now, I will tell you, I did how you see yourself first before I did near future, because I almost forgot. But I'm going to do it in the correct order. In the near future, 3 cards popped out for you. 7 of Pentacles. So we have discovery, thinking, waiting, planning. Hard work. I mean, you had hard work. You did some hard work, and now you're waiting for something. And I feel like the time is ripe in the near future, because one of the Pentacles already fell off. Okay. So you're seeing fruits of your labor. and you're waiting for everything else to come to fruition. You've already seen something come to pass, or you will in the near future. You'll see like a small, a seventh of it, right? Okay. And it's about the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is forgiveness, past heartbreak, coming together, no longer being separated, and possibly getting out of more than one person. Okay. God. And then we have the Strength card. This is about courage and a little bit about taming yourself. But in other decks, this is the Lust card. So it's also communication. I'll get into it a little bit. And I want to go ahead and get this other card since I brought it out. I did want to go ahead and say how you see yourself before I get to this part, because it's kind of a big deal, I think. How you see yourself is Five of Wands reversed. So again, you could be looking for some inspiration. That did come up a little bit in the beginning. But I'm seeing you're like, can't we all just get along? And I don't see like how you see yourself that way, okay? But I mean, this is what came out. I'll clarify if we need to later. But you want to come out of conflict. And with death here, this is the end of conflict. And it's like double end of conflict. So I feel like both parties who may be in conflict are going to come out of conflict. And you're seeing yourself this way. So there's that. I'll clarify in a little bit. All right, so with these three cards, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Swords reversed, and Strength, I'm seeing this woman, okay, or this person, has an effect on you, okay, because she is able to hold the lion's mouth shut. So it's not like a taming effect, okay? I mean, yes, it could be, but this is just saying they have an effect on you. And something about being at your best, okay? I'm also seeing you're not really sure how to handle this situation and not look like the bad guy, okay? But right in the middle is talking about there's like forgiveness and apology, healing, those kinds of things. There may be somebody in your vicinity that helps you, or in the future, helps you with something that's hurting you. This may be what you're hiding. And then you're trying to figure out how to fix this. One thing I'm seeing is a way to fix something. It's going to get fixed, but it may be by kind of taming yourself. Maybe not your passions. Could be anger, okay? But just something you say. Maybe tame what you say, okay? There comes the idea of restraint again when you speak, like from the last reading. But again, I'm saying you feel alone, okay? And this is saying in the near future, you have a problem, right? Could be your heartache, okay? And you don't know what to do about it. You don't know how to go about it. So there may be somebody you communicate with who kind of has an effect on you and helps you out. This could be that person I was talking about. Like you kind of need like a sidekick. Man, I can't talk. Sidekick. It makes me think of that movie Sidekicks with Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis. Wow, that was such a cheesy movie. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm also seeing that somebody's hesitating to speak out because there is heartbreak. It may not be you, could be you. But somebody is so much more stronger. They're more strong than the other person. They're a lot stronger. And so the other person is hesitant to talk or to say what they need to say. It could be somebody spiritually stronger or somebody's just more of a presence. Okay. I kind of get the idea of like somebody in the background saying, say this, don't say that. And of course, Scorpio is like, I don't take orders, but you have a problem that you don't know what to do about. Again, you're going on this rite of passage kind of thing. I mean, some kind of fate or destiny is bound to happen. Now, if this is you who's hesitant to speak up, maybe because you have some overwhelming feelings about this person, I'm seeing you may be afraid that if you speak up, they're going to put you down or reject you. Okay? And so you're just kind of planning and strategizing, right? But the Three of Swords is reversed. So the heartbreak isn't there anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it's like rejection in reverse. So this person will be accepting of you. And it's like, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe. And then there's just this coming together, forgiveness, a lack of rejection, healing. And then it's like taming the beast. Like, okay. Like I was all like beastie. and then in the near future, once I speak up, something changes and it's not there anymore. Or it gets fixed. So you've been worrying about fixing it, and it's like the thing you didn't want to do, once you do it, it fixes it. For whoever is involved, not just you. I'm also seeing, this talks about, it says when you're younger, okay, just apply the gender how you can, you didn't understand your own strength. And I think it actually takes that amount of strength to fix the issue. And then you're also asking yourself this question: what's preventing this from being fixed? What's preventing you from being all you can be, being your real self, your true self? And this is part of the journey you're going on. Okay. So Scorpios, it's a good idea to find somebody, a confidant. Okay. Even if you have to pay them, like a therapist. Because I know you guys hold the secrets. I'm telling you. You guys hold all the knowledge of everything you've ever seen or done. It's just deep in there, okay? And you know it's in there. You could pull it like at your own reserve, But that is burdensome in itself. And so some of you are kind of resigned, like, when you figure out how to fix this, just tell me, okay? But really, this is kind of something you have to do. You can talk to somebody and they can kind of share the burden with you, but you have to fix this. And it's really just about speaking up and, but taming yourself at the same time. Because you do, oh my goodness, why is my voice breaking? You do have a personality type that is strength reversed, which is overbearing and dominant and passionate. And so there may be a taming of sorts from yourself. Yeah, that's what I get there. All right, so that was the most important part, I felt like. So, because that's in your near future. So I wanted to keep that there. Now, it's how you see yourself. You want to come out of conflict. Let's clarify why this is how you see yourself. But again, I feel like it's on two people's ends, so it's not just you. Eight of Swords reversed. You see yourself as coming out of the Eight of Swords, which is mental torture. You're finally starting to see some things. I really like it. And here's these pillars again. Oh my goodness, like going into them, right? You have a path to take, and you see yourself as on the precipice of this, but having not gone in yet. But you see it on the horizon because it's in reverse. It's delayed. And you see yourself getting out of fighting, which is mental torture. Okay. All right. And the next one is who's in your environment. and we have the Queen of Wands. This is a person. However, I get 2 different kinds of people here. So one, we have a fire sign, okay? This person can be an entrepreneur, okay? We also have the 2 lions in the background. Looks like they're holding the sunflower, but it reminds me of the staff with the 2 snakes, like in the 2 of Cups. So it could be somebody you're in a relationship with. But there's also somebody else. This could be the other person that you're having to talk to, okay? Or you're wanting to talk to, not having to. God forbid, I tell you, you have to, okay? This is the person who helps you go from being in the desert, which is where I feel like you think you are, to being in an oasis where there's water. Because you can see we have the desert and then the water, right? And Scorpios, you're all made of water, you know, so somebody's helping you to get to yourself or discover something about yourself. This is a spiritual entrepreneur, okay? I feel like this is a different person than the other person who's in your vicinity, but I am going to clarify just to make sure. So if you know of somebody who's like a spiritual teacher, that could be this person. They're very rich in knowledge. I don't usually see that a lot in this particular card, but it's popping out because she's wearing a silver cape and a gold robe. So that's just immediately stuck out to me. One of these people, I feel like it is 2, but they're just represented by the same card. So the spiritual person, they could be witchy, but this is supposed to be a spiritual entrepreneur. That's because some of the other cards that come out later. So one is an entrepreneur. The other one is a spiritual entrepreneur. They may have a black cat, maybe a black dog, but they're very passionate. And I just thought about this. They're strong, but the spiritual entrepreneur, or maybe this other person that you might possibly be in a relationship with, a fire sign, they may be the one that you're, okay, well, there's 2 here. Okay. One of them you feel a lack of support from, okay, with the Ace of Wands here. The other one, you feel like they might help you with some inspiration. They might be the one that can help you out with this lack of support or being alone. I don't mean physically alone, you know what I mean. Okay, let's clarify. Man, I was going to do another reading. I'll have to do one later because I have to go somewhere. The 9 of Wands, rest and reconsider. So the person in your environment, or one of them, I should say, one of them might be taking a break. Maybe not a real literal break from you, but one of them may be just reconsidering what's going on here. One of them might be very, very defensive, as if they were hurt in the past, maybe by you, maybe by somebody else. One person is trying to protect a relationship, possibly with you. The other person is trying to fight for a relationship. Man, not really. I mean, also 9 of Wands, just so you know, is inspiration, okay? But it could be inspiration that stems from a past hurt, because he usually has a bandage on his head, okay? And I feel like this person's been traveling or dealing with something for a while. Fluff! Cut it out! He's playing with the cabinets. Oh my goodness. He wants me to play with him, so I better get in there. Fluff says hi. They may have been fighting this for a while. Okay. But this is in your environment. So there's an environment of guardedness, as well as fighting and even protection. All right. The next one, I'm going to have to clarify it because I didn't do clarifiers. I just pulled the cards. This is your hopes and fears, and you have the 2 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you're a little hesitant to go out. And of course, it looks like you're stepping between 2 pillars, right? One represents the past and one represents the future. That may actually be in that movie, The Never-Ending Story. I'm not sure. Wow, this is a long video. Okay, it's going to take forever to upload. And you're supposed to go into the future, but there's a hesitancy, okay? Maybe you can't walk through the pillars just yet because there's something you have to deal with. Because remember, if you're not supposed to go through those pillars, you're going to get shot with lasers. So there's something you have to deal with first. So maybe you have to turn back and fix something before you can move through the pillars. You know what I mean? Before you can go through that rite of passage. But let's clarify. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, reach out. And the Lovers. Okay. So I'm seeing there could be some kind of work contract. Some of you have to reach out to somebody, possibly somebody who's waiting or somebody who reached out to you before you can get married, before you can get into a relationship. It has something to do with love, I feel. But there are 3 people involved. Okay. So this is your hope and your fear. So you kind of hope somebody reaches out, but you fear it. You hope to be in a love relationship, but you fear it. And this is going to coincide with the 6 of Cups because it's the Lovers, which is a 6. But there are more than one persons involved here. Okay. We have another choice. You have to make a choice in love. We have choices here. So you're afraid to make a choice. You're hesitant to make a choice. You really want to work things together, work things out, possibly in a work environment, possibly in marriage. You have to fix something before you can go through a rite of passage. So we'll definitely want to get some advice before we end this. Hopes and fears. Maybe you're afraid of getting married, but you kind of hope to get married. Or maybe you're afraid of marrying the wrong person. Interesting. Here's your outcome, Scorpios. 10 of Cups reversed and the Moon reversed. I was like, what? So there could be that an illusion will be over and realize you're not really happy. Or, there's an illusion that maybe you don't want to get married. Or that you're just not happy in a relationship or a job. But what this really means together, there's the idea of just secrets out, not getting married, secrets out, not happy in a relationship or a job. But this tells me, which is so Scorpio, and it's been in the reading since we started, you're having a hard time expressing your feelings. Okay? That's your outcome. You can't really express your feelings. And this may lead to unhappiness within a marriage, within a relationship, within a family. That seems to be an issue. And you see these pillars, they came up again, Scorpio. And this is very Scorpio to me. This is a Pisces card. And a lot of people say, oh, that's a crab. It's a crayfish. But yeah, it's a crayfish because it doesn't have the stinger. But Scorpios, you don't have to use your stinger. You know what I mean? You don't always need protection. The wolves aren't looking at you. They're looking at the moon. Okay? So we do have this idea of having to go through things that might be a little scary, but you won't get harmed. And you have to go through this rite of passage. It may be a passage filled with, brimstone or something. But it's a journey. You have to go through it. And so I'm fearing at your end, you're a little hesitant to go through. And the reason is you can't go through just yet. Because again, there's something you have to fix. And it has to deal with emotions, possibly secrets, or even addictions. You have to come clean about something. I think that showed up in your future as well. That's how you see yourself. You no longer have that internal battle. See this? You don't want to be 5 of Wands. You don't want to be 8 of Swords. You want to proceed. You don't want to have conflict anymore. And this could be affecting your creative inspiration as well. But you see yourself as not wanting to have an internal struggle anymore. not wanting to fight with yourself or others, and not wanting to be trapped or in a mental prison. Eight of Swords reverse, let's go back to Seven of Swords, which we had. And it said seek the truth with the King of Swords. So I'm seeing you're going to have to face something about yourself internally, but also feels like something you just don't want to face something, okay? But you have to face it before you can go through the pillars. It's pretty deep reading. And until then, you can't have the Ten of Cups. Dang, that sucks. Let's clarify some. So until you can start expressing your feelings in the right way, yeah, it feels like you can't move on. Six of Swords reversed. Yeah, you can't move on. What did I tell you? You can't move on. You can't get the marriage, the happy family, because there's something you have to go back to. Six of Swords reversed. Let's go back to Five of Swords. So there's something there, okay? We have Eight of Swords reversed, 7, 6, and now 5 is alluded to here. And you know you have to. You do, okay? But right now, currently, you're like, nope, no way, I'm not going back. You can't tell me, okay? The Scorpios, Six of Swords upright is going from rough waters to calm waters. So again, I feel like you need a spiritual entrepreneur to get you from this rough desert, thirsty land to where there's plenty of water. So Scorpios, you're thirsty. I don't mean that necessarily sexually, okay? You're thirsty for something deeper, more spiritual, more emotional. And emotions are best in conjunction with another person. And if you're so tight, you don't get to experience the best part of emotions, okay? And yeah, it makes you vulnerable, but fuck it, okay? So you need this. And you're going to get it with another person. Now, if you're looking at this, don't think of me as your spiritual entrepreneur. I don't do life coaching or anything like that, okay? Especially not with a Scorpio. They'll be like, you're telling me what to do. I hate you or something. I don't know. But so this is healing. This is being able to move on. You have to deal with something. It could have been from childhood, okay? Or it just could have been from the past. All right. Okay, so let's get some advice for Scorpios. You're going to know what this is you need to fix, okay? I don't have to tell you. If you don't know, then it's not for you. You just sat through this reading. I mean, I guess there's always something we need to fix, right? But Scorpios, this is a big deal. It's a rite of passage. It's destiny. And you don't get the happy life kind of thing until it's dealt with. I mean, you can have a facade of a happy life, but they're both reversed, which means the facade, you know the truth, okay? You know that something is not what it appears to be. Okay. That's advice for Scorpios with this outcome. I feel like this is a very spiritual journey for you, or it will be. And slowly you've been starting to see things, but this is saying get more education, see things, start looking for things, you know. It's up to you. What did I tell you? Nobody's going to force you, okay? But, you know, the design of events is if you choose not to do this inner soul searching kind of a thing and fix something, you don't get to move on. And it's kind of like, man, I have to go back and undo all this other stuff just to fix this one area. But it's that one area that's going to fuck up everything else. Do you see what I mean? So it's up to you if you decide to fix it. But my suggestion would be to fix this, okay? Let's see, one more card. Trust. It may be an issue with a lack of trust. So you may have to trust somebody. Trust yourself. Let's get something that's more like advice. Like, what's the next step for Scorpios? Again, I feel like there's something about speaking out with the near future cards. Because you're tired of the turmoil. I can see it with how you see yourself. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not really seeing that as advice. I'm completely lost on what that is as advice. I'm going to clarify that. What's that about? 9 of Wands. So what I'm seeing is you're going to have to persevere even when it seems like the opportunity's not there. Even if you feel like you've been hurt, you're going to have to keep going, like fight or be on guard, whatever. Not with your emotions, just, well, whatever setting or situation this applies for you. It's more like be on guard, but it's more like never giving up is what I should say. It's like fight till the bitter end kind of thing. But I don't think it's going to be easy, okay? And it has to deal with something where you were hurt in the past, okay? Or somebody was hurt in the past. That's what you have to fix. All right, Scorpios, good luck. God bless.